So the goal, Joe did a really good job of kind of contextualizing homelessness and especially giving us avenues to assist the population. So I only have 3 goals in my talk, and really it's to familiarize you with the Master Peace Life Center and give you a little bit of background on what we do, how we were formed, go into a little bit more detail about the documentary project as well as the ID project, and then explain where we're going in 2017, what our initiatives are. Because one of the goals, I think, of the conference is really to align, like James said, really to align those who are interested with current efforts. You know, a couple of months ago in our board meeting, we were, the work that we do, we feel is always important, but we were thinking, man, how do we get people involved? And, you know, it's progress. So have we gotten there where, you know, people just aren't, you know, looking to plug in anymore? And we were having those conversations, obviously, before, you know, the election results. And so there's kind of this surge of people wanting to be active and people wanting to be engaged. So we hope that we give you some information about our option. And, you know, and also I want to start with a really kind of a funny, beautiful incident that happened to me just on my way here. So I was coming from Modesto, and I thought I was going to be late, and I gave myself enough time. And the line to get into the lane to get a parking permit, it was like 3 cars back. And I don't know if that's normal, but because I was so mindful about time, the van up front was like stuck, and the guy was outside, and he was like, I could see him kind of feeding dollar bills and doing something. I'm like, you know, watching him, and I'm looking at the other people in the car in front of me, and I'm like, are they getting, like, is this normal? You know, I was trying to gauge a reference of that, and so then I yell out the window. I'm like, hey, is it broken? Because I'm far enough where I can, like, pull out, right? And he doesn't answer me. I'm thinking, oh man, I hope that he doesn't think I was rude. So I run up there. I'm like, can I pay for you? And, you know, we try to stick in his dollar bills, and so it works. It works then, and I go back to my car, and the people in the cars are like, thank you. I'm like, yeah. And then I go out and I wait my turn, and then the guy in the next car pulls up, and he also has the same problem, but the girl in the car in front of me gets out, and she goes to pay for his parking permit. And I thought, that's wonderful, and how awesome for your campus if that's normal for your campus. But I thought it was like good mojo for today's presentation. Anyway, so the Peace Life Center. What is the Modesto Peace Life Center? How many of you have heard of the Modesto Peace Life Center or have seen our newspapers? Okay, great. So it's an audience that may get a lot out of the presentation. So we started in 1970. So 46 years of promoting peace, social justice, and environmental sustainability. And the Peace Center was originated because of the Vietnam War and conscientious objectors. So we started as a draft counseling agency for those who did not want to go to war. And since then, they've really been committed to raising the consciousness of nonviolent approaches to global and local issues. So some of the activities that we do, Peace Essay Contest, that's 35 years now. So last year we had, I don't know the number for this year, but last year we had our largest amount of school children, so from 5th grade to 12th grade, submit essays ranging from topics. Last year, I believe it was who's your hero, and this year it was on homelessness. So really, we work to engage, be inclusive of everyone in the community, and school children are a part of that. The Martin Luther King commemoration, and we do this in partnership with a lot of community agencies. So City of Modesto, King Kennedy Center. We've had speakers that are really working towards peace globally, nationally. This year we have Andrew Young, next year we have Andrew Young, we've had Taylor Branch. So this is a free community that the Peace Life Center has it's housed within the Peace Center, but it's in collaboration. We have Peace Camp every year. We hold peace vigils every month. We're at the corner of 5 Points in Modesto. The FCC has given us authorization to build a radio station, so we hope to be the only local community state, well, not only, we hope there's more, but we will be the only community radio station in the area, and we hope again that will build bridges for people who are not only in line with our work, but also wanting to reach out to the broader community about the work that they're doing. So we envision it to be like, educational hour, government hour, kind of just connect people physically. Film night, Joe had mentioned the one coming up in December, but we have every month we try to select a movie that's in line with what's going on nationally or historically, like for Women's History Month, we'll select a film. It's really a chance, and it's free. Everything that we do is free. And it's really a chance for the community to come together, watch something, and we have a discussion afterwards. So that's the intent of Film Night. Peace and Justice Book Group, very similar, and then Stanislaus Connections newspaper. So that's what we do. Joe went over this a little bit, but one of the things that my picture's not coming up, that I found interesting about the documentary work is that, and what you saw in the 5 vignettes that we were able to show, is that people arrive at homelessness in very varied reasons. But so as I'm interviewing people, I've been doing it for 2 years. One of the things that is just fundamentally common is that there's just a lack. It's not that they have a mental illness. It's not that they're abusing substances. It's not that they've lost a job. All of us that could happen to us. What is common, however, is that their safety net is so thin. And so one thing happens and it spirals them into homelessness. And what we've also found with working with the population is that once you're there and your safety net is so thin already, it's really hard to climb back out. And if you're in there for an extended period of time, it's even harder. It's then you can't shower to be presentable for a job interview, and then you start carrying stuff with you, so you can't house it anywhere to access services. You start maybe engaging in behaviors just for survival, so that can deter your ability to get out of it. So while we were doing that, there were causes that we would find, very much like Joe had mentioned, that we thought, well, just to know it, just to capture it on camera, maybe we can go a step further. So that's when the Modesto Peace Life Center decided to take direct action to implement the Homeless and Low Income ID project. So the project is, just as Joe described, it's all volunteers, it's completely funded, coordinated, funded, coordinated, and volunteers all run the project. And we started in 2015. And we've helped over 100 people, so I have 150 here, obtain their IDs. And what this has allowed people to do is get jobs, apply for services so that they can obtain housing or food assistance or Social Security benefits. So it's that very tangible thing that can help lift somebody out of homelessness. So what's going on next year for us? So we've looked at homelessness, and that's not going away. But there's another layer there, and that's a layer we often miss when we're only looking at the end result of ultimately poverty, because poverty is it's kind of this bigger umbrella. So the stats here in Stanislaus County is that we're really 1 in 4 persons are experiencing poverty, and that's of course set by this federal poverty guideline, which is really low, but essentially us in this room, I don't know how many there are, but some of us are experiencing poverty, and students, I know you're probably like, yeah, I know, I'm really poor, I can't afford pizza. But no, in Stanislaus County, and so that there's variables that contribute to that. Joe touched on them. It's housing, and the video vignettes also depicted some really root reasons: unemployment or lack of jobs that will pay a living wage. I don't have the stat here, but in preparing for this, there was something I ran across that said, really, in a lot of places, you need at least two minimum wage jobs to be able to afford like the average rent in a metropolitan area. So, we look at job wages here, and even if it's a minimum wage, a one-person earner, that's what we find in our work with interviewing homeless or people who are homeless, is that they have a source of income. They are working or they're getting benefits, but it's just not enough to lift them out of homelessness. So in 2017, we're really concentrating on anti-poverty initiatives. Some of the things that we are looking for, again, it's in a direct way, so it's not, we do have peripheral ties to the focus on prevention effort and all of the kind of institutions set up to address this, but from a very just kind of like, hey, group of people, let's fund this, or let's look at this so that we can start helping one person, helping 5 people. And that's increasing access to transportation, examining access to income, and whether that looks like some sort of, just the predatory lending or some way for them to access income without having to, go through all of these really choose kind of shady alternatives. And then create direct linkages to resources, because oftentimes people in poverty or on the cusp of poverty, they don't qualify for some services. So I was talking to somebody over at the county service welfare department, and just kind of gleaning, how can we help? What is something that we can do? And it's really like those people who can't access services because they're not low income enough, but they don't have enough income to provide in a meaningful way for necessities. So we hope to do that direct linkage. And then strengthening the safety and social nets, whether that's, one of the things that we've started doing also is we distribute small appliances and kitchen items to people who have recently been housed. So there are people who have been homeless before and they're into housing, and that takes a lot. It takes deposit, utilities, it takes just acquiring enough furniture. So the very little that we can do from just a community standpoint, and so that was one of the projects out of that. So ways to help. You can contact us. We're online. We're on Facebook. And then, if meetings are glamorous to people, we hold meetings every month. We welcome you to attend. And then we also have the Student Thoughts Connections that we distribute monthly. And we're always looking for contributors. So if you're passionate about something along the lines of peace, social justice, environmental sustainability, we always welcome contributors. And then we're kind of an incubator of ideas as well. So if you, just based on the talks that you've been a part of during this conference, have an idea, come sit with us. And we're located downtown Modesto, but we'd love to, scale up and really affect some of these issues in our community. So are there any questions? I think James said reserve 10 minutes at the end for questions. So myself or Joe.
Can we make questions or comments?
Sure. Oh, okay. Yes. Go ahead.
I'm putting a plug for We Care Turlock. I'm on the board of We Care. I'm also a professor just across the hall. So if you want to connect to We Care, wecareprogram.org. Serve a meal. Last week there was a fraternity that is serving a meal. You can do that. I guess maybe a comment and people can react to it, but it seems that we allow for so much homelessness because we allow for it. We have systems in place that make it difficult for people. The idea that you have to have an ID to get health care in this country, and all these other things that are so difficult to get. We care are sheltering people. We're not housing people. We're band-aids. We've got these systems that make housing very difficult. But we're relying on, I would call it, grassroots piecemeal approaches to try to, again, we're not we're not solving the problem, we're putting a Band-Aid on it, giving people at least a safe place to sleep each night for a period of the year. Being for us, it's incredibly difficult. We have a grant from the state to run longer than we've ever run. To get that money is so hard, even though it's scary the way we're operating right now. And we've been operating for 15 years, so we've got a pretty good track record. And yet, still, we're living week to week to keep this program going.
Yeah. So that's a great point. I actually was on a panel this last funding cycle for HUD distribution in the community, and one of the things, I mean, HUD realigned their kind of not giving priorities, but the way they give, really. And so they are really looking at ways where, or programs that are directly affecting those who can become housed. So it's no more just providing meals, no more just providing housing, very little, in fact. So, so on that, I mean, to that point, but institutions move very slow. So even if it's being recognized on the national level for programs in the community to start pivoting, it is hard. So we look, yeah. Oh, there was a comment up here, and then, so, okay, yes.
Good to see you again.
Thank you, you too. She was my professor here. Come Warrior.
Thank you for coming and talking today. I have a question about funding, and you may have covered this earlier on, but who are your main sources of funding?
Oh, for the Manassas Peace Life Center? We are 100% donation based. So people who believe in peace and social justice in the community. And it's always been that way, with the exception of the Martin Luther King Commemoration Committee, and that's city, and I know for sure it's city, I don't think county. And Stan State is, okay, Ken is definitely a Peace Life Center member, I don't know about the community member though. Yeah, so.
That's tough.
Yeah, it is tough, but we've held. So that's a great question. If you'd like to donate to us, please do so.
Do you write grants as well?
We have not consistently. I believe we did once for the Peace Life essay, or the Peace essay. Yeah. Great question and idea. So did anybody else have a question or a comment? Yes.
There's more emphasis, it seems, on community foundations these days. And I know Stanislaus has a kind of Uber community foundation under which a lot of smaller foundations have kind of taken shelter and administrative support, but they also seem to be influencing kind of decisions about what kinds of proposals get funded. But do these community foundations tend to have an interest in providing support to groups like those that are reaching out in the community in this way?
That's a great question, and Joe, feel free to jump in. But my response to that would be, because the Stanislaus County Community Foundation, I think they do have some flexibility in allocating money towards focus areas, but a large part it's going to be driven by their own philanthropic arm, who puts their money there. And so I know some of them are very geared towards things that impact youth, things that impact literacy levels, things like that. So homelessness is large. It's really big, and I think that scares some funders. How are we really going to make a dent in that? That's my take. Yes.
I could just make a comment too. If you're interested on campus in becoming involved, there are the sociology clubs, the network, NAP, and probably some other organizations right here on campus that there's some on the community. So maybe that would be a good plan.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the things that we found out when we were going through the interview process, or interviewing people for the documentary project. Every time we would upload a video, you would get this flurry of interest from the community saying, I'm a waitress at so-and-so restaurant. I've been feeding this man that's in our parking lot for so many months, and is there anything you can do? Is there, so we became this like de facto connector of people, so I know that work is going on, and that's an excellent point. We have all these pockets of really committed people. One challenge is aligning everybody. I mean, when we're looking for funding, it's like, oh, do I send them an SOP Life Center, or, this group kind of doing the same thing. So, I mean, we as a community have to be better about that, building our own cohesive capacity, for sure. And I don't know how we are in time, but, I mean, did you? Okay. All right. Joe, did you want to say anything? Okay. Well, thanks for having us, and we hope that you connect with us.